A fever? Then where's my food?
Huh? While I had a fever of 104 degrees Fahrenheit, my husband made such an unbelievable comment. My body, which was burning up to the point of collapse, instantly chilled to the core. This is no joke. I'm not your mother. I'll make sure to give him the punishment he deserves, using any means necessary. My name is Sylvia. I work in product development for a major food manufacturer. I've been married to my husband Daryl for almost 3 years. When we were newlyweds, we were really in love and looked forward to the day of our married life. In the past year or so, my husband's attitude changed drastically. And not for the better. Due to both of us working, we used to share the household chores. Since I usually come home late, my husband used to take care of things like preparing the bath and making dinner. However, lately, after coming home, he just lounges on the sofa playing mobile games. There's not even a welcome home when I arrive. Instead, he demands,
I'm hungry. Make dinner quickly.
Even though he's my husband, I can't help feeling like I'm raising a child. Even on this day, as soon as I finished my overtime and came home, my husband's demands came flying at me.
Sylvia, you're coming home too late. Seriously, I'm starving.
Too late? You know this time of year is always busy, right? Besides, if you're hungry, why don't you make something to eat? We have frozen pizza, instant curry, and various other things stocked up.
Huh? Seriously, telling your husband who's come back tired from work to just eat frozen pizza? Ugh, that's really off-putting.
No. I work hard, I'm tired, and I come home later than you. You're the one who's going to force your wife to cook for you, aren't you? While grumbling in my mind, I reluctantly start preparing dinner. It's always like this. No matter what I say, my husband never agrees with me. Ultimately, I give in and end up accommodating him. It wasn't supposed to be like this. While soaking in the bath, I suddenly murmured. Household chores, which we were supposed to handle together properly at the beginning of our marriage, somehow turned into my sole responsibility. I want to somehow improve the situation. However, there is a reason it turned out this way. My husband's parents are also a working couple like us. Both working for top companies, my in-laws concluded that managing household chores while working is impossible. To efficiently address this, they primarily order meals for delivery, and occasionally they hire a housekeeper for cleaning and home-cooked meals. My husband, who has lived like that since childhood, must have secretly longed for a nurturing woman. And when he found out I worked for a food manufacturer, he complimented me like this.
A food manufacturer? That's such a charming job for a woman.
At that time, I was genuinely delighted to be complimented on my job. Looking back now, he probably thought I was someone who could handle household chores. In the early days of our marriage, I was enthusiastic about cooking, and he happily enjoyed the meals. However, as life and work became busier, the time for household chores decreased, leading to an increase in relying on pre-made meals and delivery services. It seems my husband wasn't pleased with this change. At some point,
handle your housewife duties better.
And it's been like this until now. And here we are. Nowadays, he doesn't help with cleaning, laundry, or even meals. Despite that, he's become the type to complain about my housework. Even when he comes home tired from work, he casually demands that dinner should be ready. And he insists on being the first to use the bath. Today, I'm tired and want to go to bed early. Can I take a bath first? If I were to ask that casually, he would start getting angry, as if implying I were crazy.
Huh? You, as a housewife, want to take a bath before your husband? Seriously. What kind of attitude is that?
Just because I'm a housewife doesn't mean we don't both have jobs, right? I've been working overtime and am genuinely tired today.
Don't mess around. Lately you've been slacking off on cooking too. What are you tired from? At least, improve your housework a bit more before complaining.
These kinds of arguments are a common occurrence. If things continue like this, living with him might become difficult. Lately, I've even started thinking about such things. One day, something unusual happened. As usual, I woke up, but my body felt strangely off. Normally, my body, which easily gets up, felt unusually heavy today, and I wandered through the day in a daze. When I checked my temperature with a thermometer, it was a staggering 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Perhaps the accumulated fatigue had caught up with me. I contacted my workplace and informed them that I would be taking the day off. As I was eating yogurt with a dry mouth, my husband appeared after waking up. Normally, I would have already changed and be preparing breakfast by this time. Did he notice something was different today?
Why are you in pajamas? And is it okay for you to be so relaxed?
My husband inquired. Sorry, it seems I have a fever.
Fever? How high is it?
It was 104 degrees Fahrenheit when I checked, so I took the day off from work.
Huh? So, what about my meal?
Huh? I couldn't help but question my husband's words. My meal? Is that really the first thing he's concerned about? Even though his own wife has a fever of 104 degrees Fahrenheit, is he seriously asking me to still prepare dinner later? Without the energy to yell at my husband due to my high fever, I spoke in a calm voice. Sorry, but could you prepare something yourself? We have bread, eggs, and bacon available.
Huh? Why should I prepare my own meal in the morning? Are you trying to tire me out before work?
But I'm really not feeling well.
Don't act like a sick person over a little fever. Besides, you can prepare yogurt for yourself, but you can't do it for your husband's meal? You're a cold woman.
In this situation, I was genuinely appalled at my husband, who could casually shower me with insults. Even though I mentioned having a fever, why would he say such things? When he's sick, he just lies there and lazily sleeps all the time. But today, I really don't have the energy to prepare anything, so as I started to say this, my husband clicked his tongue.
Oh, fine. Whatever. I get it. I won't even get a meal prepared for me. Poor me. Well, I'm off to work.
With that sarcastic remark, my husband left the house. What is it now? Whether due to the fever or anger, tears started flowing uncontrollably. In this situation, if there's no dinner when he returns home, he will surely complain. However, I'm not in a state to go shopping. I decided to call my mother-in-law and ask her to do some minimal shopping. When I called, my mother-in-law, likely before starting work, answered immediately. Hello, Sylvia. Is something wrong? Oh, Mom. I'm sorry to bother you out of the blue. Actually, this morning, I had a fever of 104 degrees Fahrenheit. What? 104 degrees Fahrenheit? Yes, so if it's okay after you finish work, I'd like you to deliver some food. Of course. I'm worried about you. Are you sure you're okay? I'd love to go now, but I'm working and... By the way, where's Daryl? Oh, he already went to work. Jeez, that boy. Anyway, don't push yourself too hard, okay? I'll come over later, so rest up. Yes, thank you. As expected from a working woman, she gets straight to the point. After finishing the call with my mother-in-law, I felt exhausted and ended up falling asleep on the sofa. When I woke up, the clock already showed 5 p.m. in the evening. Huh? Was I sleeping this much? My husband will be home soon. I haven't prepared dinner yet, and this is not good. I didn't have the energy to cook from scratch, so I arranged 2 pre-made side dishes and prepared instant soup. Then, my husband came home.
Where's dinner? Oh, well, I guess something's prepared. Had a whole day off, huh?
After returning home, he made such sarcastic remarks, but I had no energy to get angry at him. Even though I had prepared something, he said,
I'll take a bath first.
Saying that, he headed to the bathroom. Even though he usually eats first, why today of all days? As I complained, my phone rang. The caller was my mother-in-law. Hello? Oh, Sylvia. I've just arrived at the entrance of the apartment. Can you open the door? Sure. Please wait a moment. Just as I was about to open the door, my husband, who should have been in the bathroom, returned to the living room making loud footsteps. As soon as he saw me, he started shouting angrily.
Hey, Sylvia, haven't you heated the water for the bath? You had the whole day off. Can't you even do this?
Oh, sorry. I was only thinking about preparing dinner.
Useless. I'll just take a shower.
Saying that, he returned to the bathroom with heavy steps. Suddenly, I realized that the phone call was still connected. At that moment, the perfect idea for revenge against my husband came to my mind. Mom, did you hear that conversation just now? When I asked, my mother-in-law responded with an angry voice. Yes, of course, I heard it. My foolish son's stupid remarks, loud and clear. Mom, can I keep the phone connected like this? I want you to come in through the front door when I give the signal. Then my mother-in-law, seemingly understanding something, said, Understood. She readily accepted my suggestion. Right after this conversation, my husband returned from the shower.
Ugh. Thanks to you, I didn't even get to soak in the tub when I was tired. Just lazing around at home all day and not doing any proper housework? Seriously annoying.
He sat at the table with a sullen expression, looked at the meal on the table, and burst into laughter this time.
Hey, Sylvia, what's this? A joke, right?
Joke? What do you mean?
The side dishes are pre-made, and the soup is instant. Is this for real? What kind of a harassment is this, making your husband eat this stuff?
I had no choice. I had a fever since this morning, and even preparing this dinner was a struggle.
Huh? Acting like a baby just because you have a fever? Normally, even with a fever, a good wife would do everything for her husband. Do you think you can skip housework because of a mere fever?
Saying that, my husband threw the dish, including the side dishes, into the trash. Wait a minute. Throwing it away is cruel. Why would you do such a thing?
Obviously, right? I come home tired and the only side dishes are pre-made. Unbelievable. Come on, quickly make something.
At that moment, I felt my love for my husband rapidly fading away. Until a moment ago, I had been dazed with a fever, but now I could feel myself freezing from the core. I took out my smartphone from my pocket and informed my mother-in-law. Mom, it's good now. I'll open the door now. My husband, perhaps unable to comprehend the situation.
What? Did you just say Mom?
He exclaimed in disbelief. I confidently declared, Yes, that's right. Your mother is also listening to this conversation.
Huh?
At the right moment, there was a knock on the door and I opened it. There stood my mother-in-law with a stern expression.
Mom?
Startled by the sudden appearance of his mother, my husband was flustered. Unfazed by him, my mother-in-law walked into the house.
Mom, why are you here?
I heard Sylvia had a fever, so I rushed over. More importantly, about the conversation just now. What exactly is going on?
Oh, well.
Forcing your wife, who has 104 degrees Fahrenheit fever, to do housework? You. What kind of despicable man are you? Did he also throw away the meal she made for you? The one who should be thrown away is you foolish son. He probably didn't expect his mother to hear the conversation. My husband turned pale and collapsed on the spot. Honestly, I thought you two were getting along, but to think you're such an irredeemable man. Acting all high and mighty as the head of the household is embarrassingly shameful.
No, Mom, it's not like that.
What's not like that? Did you even once worry about Sylvia when she had a fever? Did you take any action to show concern for her even once?
Well, that's...
My mother-in-law seized my husband's collar and bluntly spoke. Listen, you're in a position now where you can't complain about being thrown out, okay? If you don't like that, then make sure to protect Sylvia. As expected of my mother-in-law, a career woman who managed to raise him while working. My husband was already teary-eyed.
Fine. Sylvia, I'm sorry.
he said, bowing deeply to me. Feeling relieved by my mother-in-law's refreshing reprimand, I lost consciousness on the spot. Several hours later, when I woke up, I found myself on the bed. The door to the room was open, and there was a delightful aroma coming from the living room. Heading there, I discovered my husband standing in the kitchen. Huh? Daryl?
Oh, Sylvia, are you awake?
More importantly, why are you in the kitchen? What's that delicious smell? My husband, looking somewhat embarrassed, handed me freshly made risotto. I was in a state of blank amazement at the unexpected action. Did you make this, Daryl?
Yeah, I looked it up and tried, but it's my first time, so I can't guarantee the taste.
No, I'm happy. Thank you. That day, the risotto my husband made was the most delicious I had ever eaten. While I was enjoying the risotto, my husband rushed to the supermarket for me. He bought a bunch of things like sports drinks and Jell-O that was easy for a sick person to eat. This incident prompted my husband to start helping with household chores again. When I come home late, he prepares dinner and fills the bathtub for me. Whenever I say thank you, my husband always responds with a shy smile.
If I don't do it, Mom will get mad again.
He says that, but surely that's not the only reason. Maybe he reflected on his past actions due to his mother's words. He belittled me, imposed household chores, insulted me, and didn't care even when I had a fever. When confronted by his mother about his foolishness and the despicable things he did as a husband, he sincerely acknowledged his faults. Since then, he started asking me about things he doesn't understand about the household chores. He now accompanies me on shopping trips, something he never did before. We even plan our daily meals together. Occasionally, my mother-in-law, who has grown concerned about me, visits our home. In those situations, my husband may seem a bit blunt, but he actually takes my mother-in-law's advice to heart, making an effort to share responsibilities and lighten my load. Thanks to my mother-in-law, of course, but my husband himself also tried to change. That was the happiest thing for me. It has allowed me to put more into my work than ever before. My personal life has also become more fulfilling. I have nothing but gratitude for my mother-in-law, who scolded her own son and brought about a change in my husband. I am determined to cherish and protect the married life she has brought us in the future.